Hey, what's up everybody? Julian Schutze here on behalf of the collective, here to give you a TLDR video about these Gabriel 2.0 gloves. I already have a fairly in-depth first impressions review that I wrote. Link is down in the description. And make sure to give that a read if you'd like more info. This is mostly meant to help please the video algorithms, as well as just to give you a little bit of a better look at the product in movement and everything here. So the TLDR is that these are very good. Incredible dexterity with the way it's constructed. I find they're more comfortable to move around with pro gauntlets. Some of the features is just the general construction, really facilitate that handshake grip in terms of being able to move your hand behind it as opposed to just your fingers. And they were very smart about where to keep material and where to keep away material in order to make it really feel like I have my fingers here close together, and gives me a very good tactile feel on the sword, as opposed to some of the other 5-finger gloves out there, which kind of really separate your fingers, and like grasping it just gets uncomfortable and tiring. I always feel like I have to grip harder to get a better grip. These ones are excellent. By far the best 5-finger gloves that are, I'd say, heavy duty for single-handed swords, and I'd say these are also good enough for longsword. The protection of the thumb is stellar. It's an absolute tank. The back of the hand is good. The knuckles are pretty good. There's no gap in the wrists. The fingers are where it can get a little dicey. If you get hit in 2 or more fingers at the same time, it's not really a problem. It might sting a bit, but you're good. If you get hit in just 1 finger, though, I find the problem is that these grounding tabs, where it'll absorb the shock into the handle, are just a little short for my fingers. So what would happen is it would compress into my finger and then get grounded, so it would sting quite a bit. I remain uninjured, and I took some pretty hard shots about me just holding a sword and having people hit them one at a time. I don't know how frequently that happens. I also don't know if you'll actually get injured, because they do ground eventually, but that's definitely something to keep in mind. In regards to comparison though, even though like those hurt, I remain uninjured. With the Thok 5-finger gloves, even with the longsword add-on, strikes that would hit as hard as that would either split my skin or leave with very deep tissue bruising. So these are better than those. But again, as I said, that's kind of an isolated case where very hard strikes to 1 finger can hurt, 2 or more, and it's fine. They did say that something they're planning on doing in the future is to have longer tabs that you'd then be able to trim to shape, which I think is an excellent solution. 2 more considerations. This little plate where you see some tape here was a bit of an issue for me and one other person that I know, but it was not an issue for 2 others. So I think it depends on how your hand fits. What would happen is as I would curl my hand, is the plate would separate from the underglove quite a bit and expose my hand, and a hit there is basically just getting hit in your hand without any protection. So that sucked. What I did is I drilled 2 holes and I just stitched it to the underglove itself, and ever since then it's not a problem at all. Covered it up with tape to protect the stitching. They are planning on doing a 2.1 revision, and they said that that's something that they are planning to fix. The other thing that they said they're planning to fix is, as you might see in the underglove here, there's that rubbery material on the top. They're planning on extending that to go to the side of the index and underneath the pinky, because those places are also a little bit exposed. This plastic is not the thickest in the world, and while they do provide these little foam tabs to put in underneath, I think in terms of raw protection, adding this rubbery material underneath the sides will also help with that significantly. That's something that they were planning to do with the 2.1s that are not particularly present here. And that's the great upgrade as well, in my opinion. So I think these are excellent. A couple caveats. I think you do have to be more careful about your hands. I wouldn't just go gun blazing with these and just not care about getting hit in the hands. You should definitely care about getting hit in the hands with these. But I've been sparring with them, and so far I remain uninjured. Some shots hurt more than others, but the fact that I'm not hurt means that they did do their jobs pretty well. I would say these are sufficient as they are now, and I'm particularly excited with some of the additions that they're going to do for the 2.1 gloves, which I will definitely be getting a pair of, and we'll be doing an updated review and such on those. If you have any questions about these gloves, leave a question down below. I will do my best to answer them in a timely manner. And yeah, that's it. See ya.